I want to point out the thing like building a 9-box effect, for instance. So on a regular ME switcher, typically that would cost me at least 2 MEs how to build this. And in Kairos, as I can add as many layers as I want. That was it.
When it comes to the esports event, Kairos can process all kinds of inputs in real time. Thanks to its software-based operation, the live production with lots of peeps and different compositions can be done fast in a very intuitive way. Follow Helge as he creates bus dissolve and effects for the production layout in the real time.
Hello, in this part we're going to deal with compositing on Kairos, and therefore again I have my multi-viewer main one is using the program output of the scene, and you see my secondary outputs are filled up the screens with some more clocks and have a GUI as an NDI input and a program preview of that scene over here. Now the scene at this moment contains a background element, which is the RAM recorder in this case. It also contains the clip player on the left hand side, which you see in this area, and you see on the right hand side is a secondary clip player over here, and on top of this I have this graphical frame which is loaded into a still. Now from here on, let's say directors screaming and saying I want to have a dissolve in here, dissolve in there. Very simple to build this on Kairos very quickly, regardless in which layer we are. Let's say on the left hand side, I'm going to my advanced settings and I enable my dissolves over here. So dissolve is not necessarily only a mix dissolve. It could be any wipe, could be any DVE, it could be any of my user graphics over here. So using the replay wipe over here, or even saying I want to use a DVE channel using a zoom effect. Here I'm specifying the dissolve effect, and here I'm specifying the dissolve time for the effect. From here on, I simply use the cross by itself in order to select the next cross point I want to do the dissolve to. So I can do this on the control panel over here straight, or I can do it here in the GUI. And by simply clicking on the next cross point, you see my zoom effect appearing in that segment over here. And do another one on my right hand side. Again, going to my advanced settings, and here's a scale effect, which I've preloaded already. Enable the dissolve and run this also on 20 frames or in any other rate. And again, clicking over here will do the zoom effect on the right hand side to any of my specified cross points over here. As you can see here in my GUI screen, actually, you see for my layer number 1 and for my layer number 2, which is labeled left and right, that this is the cutout which is represented within the screen. And on the right hand side, same, the cutout within the screen. But you see the main image is wider than the cutout I'm using in that box. Now imagine also in this case, let's say you would be on, for instance, Zoom or a Teams meeting, and people right in front of the camera humbling around, and I need to adjust this. But you see this as my graphic frame. As soon as I touch this with my positioning at this moment, I would, of course, run out the element from the graphic frame. Now going to my left box and apply a new effect, and we call that virtual PTZ. And in my virtual PTZ, enabling this, now I get a new drag position over here, which I can zoom in. I can change position on this over here, or can use the drag pad in order to move within that screen, or even saying I want to zoom into that screen. And now from here on, I want to drag the cross point around, which is not interacting with my box on the right hand side, which is for my right layer over here. Now when we go into the background over here, or let's say I want to have my secondary channel over here, and here again doing my add effect, virtual PTZ, enable the virtual PTZ, and again I can zoom in on the right hand side, zoom into the image and saying I want to go into a certain area of the field, like an observer in esports for instance, and scroll and pan and tilt through that cross point. Now that's what we want to do with the dissolve on the box. So even though saying I want to dissolve over here, and it's still my effect runs on that screen over here. And the same, of course, on the other side, make this dissolve working over here and doing another channel and another channel using the PTZ values. As another example, I want to point out the thing like building a 9-box effect, for instance. So on a regular ME switcher, typically it would cost me at least 2 MEs how to build this. And in Kairos, as I can add as many layers as I want, I have now here 9 boxes within this element. You see that's my preview screen. And you see those colors are representing the layer colors. And I will build this effect from scratch. So therefore, I will create a new scene. I'm inserting a new scene and just call it boxes. And I will make boxes as a source in my 1080p scene group over here. So in that 1080p, going to my source options and saying right after the spacer, I want to visualize those boxes element, which is now also represented in my control panel. See that boxes over here, and I pick the boxes up like that. So I will delete the layers which I don't need at this moment because I'm copy and pasting a lot of stuff. In my background, actually, I want to use RAM clip, which is this background loop over here, and going to my layer number 1 and call this layer number 1 is supposed to be my top left layer, starting point, top left. And in top left, I want to make also my source options available. So I erase all of this here, and I will start on all my clips, and I put a spacer in between and put all my RAM channels in here, and I'm good to go. Okay, top left. So I have my groups. I put in my clip, player number 1 in here. I can use the spacebar, or just simply click on the eyeball over here, or use the spacebar on the keyboard to enable and disable. Go into my transform settings, enabling the transform, and find a space, which is something I matched, good to be used as a 9-split effect. Now let's say I want to put this into this area over here, and it should be good to go. Top left. Now taking the top left, Control Z, Control V, copy and paste it. And this should be my top right position, top right over here. And even though if I want to change the color, you can change the color just picking on this box over here and pick any other color you need for this layer or you want to have for this layer. On top right over here, I simply go to the transform settings and mirror the X value, which appears on the right-hand side over there. And this is supposed to be my RAM channel number 2 in this segment. And then I will copy this guy here again and make this the top center, TC. And again, change color if necessary. And here I want to have my clip layer number 2. And the X value for this is supposed to be on 0. And now I have those elements located over here. Now going to my 9-box effect, which I was building up front. So I delete this one for a moment and switching to my 9-box over here. And you see the exact same elements appearing on this 9-box. And from here on, I can simply go and play this effect, saying the top left, I want to play to the front on my path linear settings and play reverse, starting to the front, play reverse like this. And taking any of my other boxes over here just to make sure in a macro up front or in a snapshot scene, and just move it to the top priority and play it then from here, reverse play and play. Now again, I'm running my elements over here and I want to bring this all back where I was starting the segment here with all of those elements and layouts, with all of my 9-box splits and whatnot, saying I run this production again. I want to build a new one with an empty production, which is clearing out everything again and just saying, here's my program and preview. Now I want to load my former production again, which is the series of Kairos, and load this. And bam, all of a sudden, that was it. And put this onto main. Here's my elements. So the loading time now in the background is just fulfilling and fetching all of the elements from stills, clip player, and RAM player and loads it in the background. Now on the RAM player, you see the progress bars over here. So this one's loading at this moment. Now the next one's going to pick in and load this one, and so on. The stills, which I'm using, are all loaded already, which is part of the still memory section over here. The clips are always there. The only thing what is refreshed all the time is if there were clip lists loaded, it loads all the clip lists, the playlist for the clip list as well. Because this is always sitting on the system drive. Nothing needs to be loaded for that. Stills are done already in my panel news, and all of my elements are here already confirmed and loaded.